Huh. 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 Huh.
Hello everyone, this is Mumbo here, welcome back, and today we're going to be taking a look at something really quite awesome, and it really is quite simple, a somewhere else. It's a really cool password. If we just head on inside here and hit this button, you will see we begin the system. This door shuts, and immediately a bunch of wooden swords are being dropped out to us. Now the reason that this is happening is it is filling up all of the available spaces in our inventory. Then as you will see, the item gets dropped out of that dropper up at the top there. It will fall down, land in my inventory, and the door will open up. We have passed the test, so then we can head on inside, pick up our bows and hose, and have a fantastic time. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, of course if you try to go here without the specific item, you're not going to be able to get through. So as you can see, my inventory is completely free so that the player doesn't pick up the specific item by default. That will then go into the item filter. If it detects an item, of course a redstone signal will travel across like this and up into this system, which will essentially lock the door, meaning that it can't actually open up and the player can't travel. Hello everyone, this is Mumbo here, welcome back, and today is another episode of Too Small, the show in which we take a small little contraption and say, hey, that's too small, how about we make it 10 times bigger and 100 times more efficient? And this episode is absolutely no exception. In this one we're going to be taking a look at the humble stone generator, so how about we take a look at what I've got for you. So on the screen right now we have got your average everyday stone generator. Lava runs on top of water, and in the middle stone is generated. Now these things are relatively compact, they're easy to build, and most importantly they don't require that many resources. But let's face the facts here, they're relatively slow, so I thought I'd come along and speed things up a little bit, and this is what I've managed to come up with. This here is my stone generator. As you can see, it's a little bit bigger than this design over here, and it certainly uses a lot more resources, but it is considerably faster. We have got 56 smooth stone spawning modules, and that creates 112 smooth stone per second. Now the storage area in the middle can contain up to 8,008 stone blocks, which equates to around about 125 stacks of stone, and if you were to mine it all out using a diamond pickaxe, that would take you 37.5 minutes, but of course, I want to warn you, my computer's pretty good. And then more pistons are pushing the stone across. That then goes across here, goes into this little block conveyor belt, which pushes the stone downwards, and then across into the large scale storage area. The way that our storage system works is actually really quite simple. We have a bunch of pistons facing downwards that all fire, Hello everyone, this is Mumbo here, welcome back, and today we're going to be taking a look at something really quite awesome, and that
When someone asks you, what do you do for a living? What do you wish you could say? I'll bet it's something crazy, like a professional gamer.
Hello everyone, this is Mumbo here, welcome back, and today we're going to be taking a look at the slime block. These tiny gelatinous balls that were introduced in Minecraft 1.8 have provided favorites because I thought you might enjoy it. And one thing that I do want to say, I thought I'd get things started with one of the simplest ones. This is the first thing that comes to mind when you think of slime blocks, and that is to launch yourself and other entities around. As you can see, I'm hopping up and down right now on this slime block, having a whale of a time with my armor stand. It really is pretty cool, and it's very simple as well. You can use them to create really cool looking waves using both the slime blocks and also entities to push them around, and as you can see, you get a really nice little effect. Now, most of you probably recognize this system from a video that I did a couple of weeks ago, but I've also managed to create a vertical wave system that we'll take a look at now. Now, this one is fairly similar to the one that I just featured, except instead of using slime blocks to push all of the armor stands back, it actually uses gravity. Now, this gives a slightly different look to the wave. Instead of having a sawtooth type thing, you get a sinusoidal wave, which is pretty cool. And on top of all of this, you get to observe the damping effect caused by the slime blocks, which I really quite like because I'm a bit of a nerd. This one is a little bit more obscure than some of the others, but you can actually use slime blocks to pick up sand blocks, which I think is fairly interesting. All you have to do is flick this lever right here, and as you can see, the sand is transported upwards by our slime blocks relatively quickly and brought up into this position up at the top. It's quite fun to play around with, and the circuit really is quite easy. However, I can't really think of many uses for it. Maybe let me know. When I found out the slime blocks were being introduced into the game and they were going to launch the player up into the air, the first idea that came into my mind was slime block piston elevator. Now, sadly, it was a little bit harder to build and a little bit more unreliable than I first planned, but as you can see from this prototype, it is all working okay over short distances. It's still pretty cool and it's a lot of fun to use, much better than those piston elevators anyway. This is one of the slightly more silly ones that I'm going to be showing you today, but I like to call it the mob blender, and it certainly is quite funny to watch. All you have to do is chuck a bunch of mobs in here. From personal experience, the Guardians seem to work the best, simply because they just flop around everywhere. And if we start throwing them in, you will see they just start getting bounced around everywhere. I can't tell if they're having fun or not. Are they having fun? I know that I'd be having fun if I was in there, but, you know, you can't please everyone. The juggling machine is another contraption that came to mind relatively quickly when slime blocks were introduced, but sadly it was a lot more complicated than I first imagined. Armor stands, when they hit slime blocks, will actually actually bounced upwards, which made designing this thing a lot more difficult. And as you can see, I've had to do some fan-dangled stuff with compressed ice and regular pistons down there, but I did manage to achieve the effect that I wanted, and I'm really quite happy with it. Finally, onto the last build of today's video. This slime block summary would not be complete without some kind of giant walking robot. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Feast your eyes on this. I don't even know if I'm playing Minecraft anymore. I've never seen anything like it, and sadly I cannot lay claim to it. I did not build this one myself. This was actually constructed by Cube Hamster. Now, if you haven't heard of him before, I would highly suggest checking him out because his redstone videos are absolutely sublime, and clearly he is very talented at using the new slime blocks effectively.
Mario and Luigi look like they're the kind of brothers who are actually best friends.
Like us.
Yeah, but despite Mario being the star,
Despite Mario always putting Luigi in danger.
despite Mario constantly having to look after Luigi,
Despite the fact that Mario doesn't know how to chill.
Glad that's not how my friendships work.
Give the gift of Nintendo with a Nintendo.
Hello everyone, this is Mumbo here, welcome back, and today we're going to be doing something just a little bit silly. We're going to be taking a look at lots of areas, and more importantly, I'm read out what it does, that I just felt the need to include it. So this is the only design inside this video that is going to be using slime blocks. The rest of them use old-fashioned redstone, but as I say, this is a very simple mechanism that launches, and that definitely solves it. Meters set to 4 ticks running. A big thing that I want to mention is if you do the next contraption, push you up particularly high. In fact, it only pushes you up a measly 3 blocks. But anyway, if we just stand on top of this piston, hit this button, you can see we get extended upwards, so then we are on top of the platform. And the way that it works is actually really quite cool. This button here is what is powering this piston so that it extends above the ground and allows us to reach the platform, which I think is quite nice. Despite the fact that this design doesn't push you very far, by 4 blocks, and most importantly, doesn't have any exposed redstone, immovable object, or anything like that. However, it does use a sand or gravel block for you to stand on. So anyway, we just hop on here, hit this button, you will see we get pushed upwards nice and quickly, so then we're on top of the platform, and everything gets retracted down back into the ground. Very nice. Hello everyone, this is Mumbo here, welcome back, and today we're going to take a look at this relatively boring looking house. But of course looks can be deceptive because this is a piston house. Now for those of you who don't know what a piston house is, it's essentially a house that you build that you cram as many redstone contraptions into as you possibly can. I want people to get their expectations nice and low when they walk in, so I've gone for the wooden door. But oh, you weren't expecting that, were you? The door isn't actually the door is actually next to the door. So if you just walk through here, you can see this is our little room. We have got a light switch up at the top here, which is fully functional and can turn on and off all of these lights. We also have a few little bits in this corner here, which are non-redstone related. So we have a chair and a table, because this wouldn't be a house without a chair and a table. And we also have this guy. His name is Bob, he is a creeper, and he is stuck inside there, which means even if we were in survival mode, he wouldn't actually explode, which I quite like. Then over in this corner, we have got the armor fitting station. So at the minute, you can see pretty much naked, but if we walk inside here, hit this button, you will see that we actually get kitted out in all of the finest armor. Now onto some of the more exciting parts of the build. If we just hit this button here, you will see that the floor drops away, revealing a secret hidden armory. Now down at the bottom here, hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another redstone video. In this one we're going to be taking a look at this awesome 15 by 15 piston house. Now this thing is filled to the gills with various redstone gadgets and gizmos to build. I'll put a link to his YouTube channel down in the description, as well as a link to the absolutely nothing good with the redstone, and I've opted for the 2x1 wooden door. Look at that! Opens fast, closes fast, and it's even got a nice little window so that you can see out. But anyway, as far as the interior is concerned, I've decided to keep things relatively simple. You know, I'm a minimal kind of guy. So first off, we've got the large chest. This is for storing things like stone pickaxes, wooden pickaxes, leather armor, you know, all those useful items. Then in this corner here, we have got ourselves a furnace. I like to call it the super smelter, even though it is just a furnace. You know, it just makes it feel like it's smelting the items a little bit faster. Then over here, we've got this chest. This is for storing things like cobblestone, dirt, torches, coal, and all that sort of thing. And then in this corner, we've got ourselves the crafting bench, which is essential. And then finally, we've got the bed. Now, this is a deluxe bed with memory foam mattress. Absolutely lovely. So that's all you need to see if you're an unsuspecting person. But if we just head inside here and chuck any old item into this chest, you can see that the floor folds away and reveals a bottom section. So if you just pop down to the bottom, you can see there are a few bits and pieces. First off, we have got ourselves a melon farm and also a pumpkin farm. Now these things are bud powered, meaning that they are fully automatic. Whenever a pumpkin or a melon grows, they are immediately pushed off by these pistons into these hoppers, and they end up in these chests over here, which means that I don't have to do anything. Those add up, and over time, I'll get a very large quantity of them. Then over in this section over here, if I flick this lever, you can see that the 3x3 spiral door opens up, revealing an item armory. Now this thing is incredibly fancy. All I have to do is flick one of these levers over here, hit this button, and then all of the items that I've requested end up in this bottom chest. And also, if I want to send them back, all I have to do is pick them up and chuck them in this chest over here, and they will end up in the correct location, which I think is really cool. And if you want to see the video on this one, then I'll put a link to that down in the description. Now the big thing that I wanted to focus on with this piston house Hello everyone, this is Mumbo here, welcome back, and today we are on a brand new world. Would you look at that? It's like a blank canvas. I can't wait to start building all of the bits and pieces that I have planned. And you know what? Because the scenery around here is so good, I think I'm going to set up my first house right in front of us. But there is a bit of a problem. I've been playing Minecraft for a very long time now, and in that time I have built a large number of houses. In fact, the whole process is becoming just a little bit boring now. So what I thought I would do is create a mechanism that will construct a house for me, so then I can just sit back, relax, and watch the machine do all of the hard work. Over here we've got ourselves a button. If I give it a press, you will see that the floor folds backwards and it will reveal just a little home that is going to pop up out of the ground, ready for use as my little house. So there it is, here it comes, and boom. It's a nice little place, not particularly large, but I'm not too worried. One thing that I will warn you about though, is that the house pets can be just a little bit bitey. So that's something to watch out for. But as you can see, if we head inside, it's got plenty of space. You can use a crafting bench, the bookshelf, and all that sort of thing. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. There's probably a large number of questions going through your head right now. Why are there loads of silverfish everywhere? Why did I get poisoned? All that sort of thing is going to be answered right now when we pop into my redstone testing world. One quick thing that I want to say before Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another Minecraft video, and in this one we're going to take a look at something really quite useful. Today we're going to be building an automated redstone shop. Now the idea behind this one really is quite simple. The player will come along, they will place their payment inside a chest that will drop down into the system will decide if it is the correct payment, and if it is, then it will send the items back up onto the surface for the player to pick up. Now this seems like quite a simple circuit, but there's a whole bunch So I built, could definitely get a lot more fancy with a ton of redstone. Now just a quick thing, if you want to just download the convenience store without all of the redstone contraptions so that you can build the redstone contraptions along they sat back from the windows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks.
Get ready, 'cause here I come.
One last thing I like to introduce.
For those of you who Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another Minecraft video, and in this one we're going to take a look at what's going on inside me. Now I have to say, I was originally planning on doing this in real life. I was going to pop down to the hospital, they were going to chop me up, we were going to take a look at what's going on inside, but my doctor said that probably wasn't the best of ideas, and he generally knows what he's talking about, so I decided to build it in Minecraft instead. instead. As you can see, we've got a ton of redstone. It just all comes out, which means occasionally I say some rather odd bits. But anyway, as I mentioned earlier on, when the villager stands on the pressure plates, all of this redstone here will power, making its way Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another Minecraft video, and in this one I've got something incredibly special to show you guys. For those of you who follow me on Twitter, you'll know that there has been a particular project that has been in the pipeline for the past couple days, and it's something that I'm incredibly excited about. Throughout the entire time of working on Redstone, I have always wanted to build a working Minecraft printer, a system in which you place a bunch of items on the inside of a chest, and then Minecraft takes those items and prints them out in blocks. I always thought this would be impossible, but thanks to the latest snapshot, it is now completely doable. And this is the system right here. Now this little guy is something that I made earlier. It's supposed to be a creeper, and I know that the dimensions are a little bit on the strange side. We have a 9x6 area to work with, which of course corresponds to the dimensions of a double chest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this guy out, I'm going to create some more artworks, and we'll see how well it prints it. I think artwork might be a bit of a strong word for what I'm about to create, but I thought I'd do the message hi, and then also do a bit of a multicolored background right here. So we've got the lime green and then the pink concrete powder. Right, everything is looking pretty cool. So we're going to come out of there. That is all going to be stored inside this double chest. And when we hit this button, that will start loading into the system. And our little printer down at the bottom there will start printing out the image. Now I have to say, it's not going to be a particularly speedy process. So I think what I'm going to do is pop into a third-person time-lapse. What will happen is blocks will drop down from the top section, they'll then go down that little staircase right there, they'll travel past the water, which will turn them into proper concrete blocks, as opposed to just a concrete powder, which means they're no longer affected by gravity, and then they'll be pushed across and put down into one single row. And then that will also send a redstone signal up through the redstone torch tower, requesting another block, which will drop down into the staircase, and the same thing will happen again. Eventually we'll get ourselves one full row, and when we do get ourselves a row, the system will detect that, it will push the row across and then upwards, and then it will start work on the next row until all of the blocks have been dropped out from the chest. It's actually quite a simple circuit, so now let's explain it in a little bit more detail. And here it is, our work of art has been completely finished, and I have to say it looks a lot better in block form than it did in item form. But when I say that this was a long time lapse, I mean it was a long time lapse. It took 12 minutes to print out this full 9x6 area, which means that, yeah, this isn't the fastest printer in the world. But anyway, let's pop up to the top. Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another Minecraft video. And in this one, we're going to take a look at something really quite special. Today, we're going to be building a PvP arena. Now this is going to be filled to the brim with tons of different redstone contraptions that allow you to automatically equip yourself, start the game properly, end the game properly, decide who is the winner, and everything like that. And it should end up being Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another Minecraft video. In this one we're going to take a look at how to build Total Wipeout in Minecraft. Now if you haven't heard of Total Wipeout before, this should probably help you. I think we can all agree that that looks like quite a lot of fun. I mean, I personally would quite like to try and conquer the assault course. Unfortunately, the block up like this, your redstone, and then your block just in like that. Then all we have to do is chuck in a few sticky pistons facing in this direction right here. So we're going to have sticky pistons here. We're also going to have sticky pistons on this side as well. Then we're going to have a bunch of slime blocks running across like this with some blue blocks in the center. That's going to be our platform. Then we're going to run a redstone clock into this redstone line right here. Now the way that we're going to do that is by placing a block. A comparator, and then our two blocks like this, and then your two hoppers running into one another. Hello everyone, this is Mumbo here, welcome back, and today we're going to be spending a day at the races, but sadly we're not going to be looking at any horses. Instead, we're going to be taking a look at some minecarts, which might sound a little bit strange, so let me try my best to explain myself. Here in the UK we have amusement arcades, and occasionally on the inside of these amusement arcades you have yourself a horse racing simulator. Now the idea behind this is you put 20p into the machine and then you bet your money on a small little plastic horse that runs across a small little plastic horse racing track. It's a completely random race where any of the horses could win, but if your horse wins, then you can win a whopping jackpot of £1 or £2. I know, not particularly impressive, but it was. So the idea behind this one really is quite simple. First off, you have to gather up some friends, which is, it's a bit of a problem for me, which is exactly the reason why I'm in this air world completely on my own. With for this one, I would say I want to be the red horse, so I'd chuck all of my money in there. Then my friend would go, hey, I want to be horse blue, so he would chuck all his money in here. My other friend would go, I want to be yellow, so they'd chuck their money in there. And then my other friend would say, well, I didn't really want to be green, but I guess I've got no choice in the matter. Then all I have to do is go up here, flick this lever, and we'll see which horse wins. Now my horse has pulled away first, which is very exciting. I look like I'm on my way to a winner. I really am pulling away here. So you know what, I might be in luck. The other ones really are falling behind, but blue has now overtaken. What is red doing? Completely stopped, and blue looks like it's won. So that means that I would move all of the money from all of these chests across into my frame. Today we're going to be doing another how-to build video, and in this one we're going to take a look at how to make a duck shoot minigame. Now you may have seen this sort of thing at fun fairs and other bits and pieces like that. Essentially you have a bunch of ducks that travel across in front of you, and you have to shoot them with an air rifle, or occasionally, because we live in the future now, you have to shoot them with a laser gun, which is really quite exciting. Now as you can see behind me, I've done a tiny bit of decoration. This is the empty shell of the duck shoot area that we're going to be building today, and I have to say, I'm no builder, but I'm pretty proud of this thing. As you can see, we've got some fence posts out the front to stop us getting too close. Then we've got some spruce wood walls going up the side like that. And inside, we've got some grass going across here. We've got 2 gaps to make way for all of the ducks that are going to be traveling across. Out the back, we've got a fake sky. And then the roof is like this slightly arched design. I quite like it. And if you do want to copy this, now what that means is if the stackable item travels up into the hopper, it will trigger this redstone, but it won't trigger this redstone. So I'm just going to grab all of these, chuck all of those in, then we can give this thing a tester. So here goes. I've got my bow and I've got my arrows. Now we just need to flick this lever right here, and we should begin to see ducks are being dispensed, and straight away you are seeing how bad I am at this game. That was a good one though. I managed to get a second one as well. Yeah, that's good. I am playing this quite nicely. Now as for those of you who have been subscribed for donkey's years, you might remember this video right here. Now this was my 20,000 subscriber special, and in it I built Hello everyone, this is Mumbo here, welcome back, and today we are going to be taking a look at something really awesome, and that is the fully functional analog clock in vanilla Minecraft. Now this is something that I've always wanted to work on in this channel, but I've never got. Hello everyone, this is Mumbo here, welcome back, and today I'm going to start off this video with a bit of a story for you. I was looking back through my old YouTube videos, taking a look at how I used to be and what I was up to back in the day, and that is when I stumbled across this absolute gem. I called the concept Pop Out Minecart Rails, and they did what they say on the tin. They pop out from the wall so you can ride along it on a minecart, then when you're done you just flick the lever and they hide themselves back away because, let's face it, minecart rails aren't exactly the prettiest things in the world, and you don't want them lying around in your base. Now unfortunately the redstone behind that one wasn't particularly nice. It was quite very clunky, and it doesn't even work anymore. So I thought I would get to work on redesigning it with all the new features from the 1.5 redstone update. So let's take a look at what I've come up with. Now before I start chatting on about all the great features this design has that most of you probably don't care about, let's take a look at it working. So you just head down here, flick the lever, and you will see our minecart rails just pop out from the wall just like that, so then you could ride along it on the minecart, and then once you are done, you've had enough riding for one day, we just flick the lever again and you will see they retract back into the wall. Hello everyone, this is Mumbo here, welcome back, and today we're going to be taking a look at something really awesome, and that is known as the minecart door. Now the idea behind this one is very simple. You're just riding along in your minecart, you approach the door will open, and then a piece of minecart track will be placed in front of you, so you can head on through, get on with your daily doings without slowing down or coming to a stop. Now this is very useful because you can have these dotted around the place on your minecart tracks, makes it all look a little bit more organised, and also, let's face it, they're quite a lot of fun to go through. Right, so now that we got all that out of the way, let's take a look at it in action. So we're just going to sit down in our minecart and travel on forwards, and you'll see we go straight through our door and onto the other side, so then we can pick up our boats and hose and have a fantastic time. Then once you're done, hop back into the minecart, and you will see we travel straight back through the door and off into the void, which is always nice. But in my personal opinion, the best thing about this build isn't the opening and closing sequence, it is the redstone behind it. So I'm going to jam on my camera studio mod, and let's take a look. So here it is, stripped back to the bare minimums, none of the decoration blocks in sight, and you can immediately see this is a very compact mechanism, just 5x4x2, making it absolutely tiny. Another great thing about this design is that it doesn't use that many resources, apart from the fact that it uses quite a handful of pistons, and I'll get onto that in a little bit. But other than that, you shouldn't have any trouble building it in survival mode, so without further ado, let's crack straight on with this tutorial. So you want to get things started with our minecart rail travels in front of this one, so we would head on through there, and then if we flick it again, you'll see that our pistons just replace that rail like that. So it seems to be working like a you've got plenty of opportunity there for your input door, and it certainly wasn't that hard. Hello everyone, this is Mumbo here, welcome back, and today we're going to be taking a look at something really awesome, and that is splitting the sea with redstone mumbo jumbo style. Now about 2 months ago, SethBling uploaded a video on this concept, but I think it's safe to say that his build was fairly large. Now that's at no disrespect to SethBling, I am a massive fan of what he does, and I have huge demonstration purposes. I know I could probably swim across, however, I am wearing a tailored suit, and these things aren't. Our walls will pop up, and then this middle section will split the water so we can travel across nice and dry, pick up our boats and hose, and have a fantastic time. Then once you're done, just head back on over, jump your ladder, flick your lever, and it will be as if nothing. Hello everyone, this is Mumbo here, welcome back, and today it inspired me to start making YouTube videos. So if you haven't seen them before, then their link will be in the description. I'm just gonna flick this here. Now I know what you're thinking. Mumbo, you have essentially built a boulder with a hat. Why am I going to be impressed? Essentially built impressed by this ugly thing. Well, bear with me for a second, because I am smarter than you think. I have thought of this. It's not going to end up looking like this. We are going to reveal the jungle hut underneath. And to do that, we quite simply have to just flick this lever, and you will see that it begins to dismantle itself. I mean, sure, we get a little bit of an infestation problem, but that's nothing. So there we go. We have got our jungle hut, and hello everyone, this is Mumbo here, welcome back, and today we're going to be taking a look at the simplest hidden staircase in Minecraft ever. Now I know that is a very bold claim to make, but I can safely say that a monkey would be able to build one of these, so you should have no trouble yourself. No way for me to get up there, I can't jump or anything like that, and it is quite clearly being guarded by two very large bushes. So I'm pretty curious about this. How do we get up there? Well, we could test out this lever, and there we have it. A staircase just pops out of the wall so we can head up there, pick up our boats and hose and have a fantastic time, then head back down. We could test out this lever, and we could test out this lever, and there we have it. A staircase just pops out of the wall so we can head up there, pick up our boats and hose and have a fantastic time, then head back down. close it off behind us as if nothing happened. It just sits completely flush with the wall, no visible stairs, redstone, pistons, or anything. Completely like that. Now looks like a full block from the back, and these are pretty much running up our entire wall. So if you take a look around the back, you can see that the redstone is about as simple as it gets. There are no block swappers or double piston extenders. It is quite simply redstone above pistons. Like I said, a monkey could probably build it. So when building one of
Welcome back, Sethling here. Today I've got a really cool concept for a boat staircase that is extremely steep and allows you to climb really fast. Let me show you how it works. Just walk right up it, and I'm actually moving vertically 2 to 3 times as fast as I would if I was climbing a ladder, which is pretty cool. Here I'm at the top. You can see as I've gone up it, I've kind of pushed the boats around, and now the stack is really disheveled, disordered, and I can't use it again. If I try and use it again, it will not work. Yeah, so it goes about 2 to 3 times as fast as climbing a ladder. In the new snapshots 1.5, you can sprint up a staircase, and it's just a little little bit faster. So basically, there are 2 stacks of boats. Now, boats, if you didn't know, are 0.6 meters tall. Welcome back, Seth Bling here. Today I've got a really cool tip for map makers. It's a way to create a completely invisible force field. You'll notice I'm not able to walk off this platform, and it's invisible so you can see through it. It's even better than glass because, you know, glass has this annoying texture in the default texture pack. It's also better than... Welcome back, Seth Bling here. Today I've got for you a really secure lock that's based on a wolf. Now let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm just going to run right through this wall, and luckily it opens for me just in the nick of time. And we can see there's the wolf here. This wolf is actually critical to the system. Only the owner of this wolf will be able to go through the wall and enter the house. And moreover, if somebody else tries to enter the house using this lock, it's going to alert the owner that they've tried to do it. So this is how you reset it, because you have to reset the wolf every time, because it's going to teleport to you every time the lock is used. Okay, get in there, little buddy. All right. So I'll show you one more time going through the lock. You might have. Oh, yeah, you can see the wolf behind me there. Had teleported to me. And if you are another player who isn't the owner of the wolf, and you try and go through the lock, the wolf isn't going to teleport to you, and so the lock isn't going to open. And welcome back, Sethling here, and today I've got a Minecraft creation for you. This is a spell checker, and it works. So if I put down a letter, the border becomes white, and once it has time to evaluate whether or not it's a word, it turns either red or green. Obviously B is not a word. This is using Scrabble rules, so ba is actually a word according to Scrabble rules. Bad is also a word, but if I add a nonsensical letter like maybe F, bad F is not a word, so it'll become red around the border here. But bade is a word, it's a verb. Let's see, I can like replace this, just show you, it's gonna turn, it's gonna read this word as just B. so that's not a word. Bide is a word. Let's see, turn green. I guess I'm showing you a lot of things that are words, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. Structure here is the dictionary. This thing, this structure here, contains all of the words in the Scrabble dictionary. And so let me kind of explain how this works, how it's encoded. Right here, this is the first letter in the Scrabble dictionary. It's the first word in the Scrabble dictionary. It's the word AA, which is pronounced ah, which is like a type of Hawaiian rock or something. And so the next word here, this is the second word. It's AA. I think this is H, but I can check. B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So yeah, the dark gray is H. So this is the word AAH, E, I think. And then what's light blue? AHED. Apparently it's a word in the Scrabble dictionary. And the whole thing is sorted alphabetically. So it goes kind of this direction, the letters, sorry, etc. And then it goes on to the next. Slice here for the remaining letters, so you can actually kind of see what each word starts with. Now there's only 16 colors of wool, but there's more than 16 letters, so it goes on to stained glass after wool. So the first 16 letters are made out of wool. I think that's A through P, and then stained glass makes up the next 10 letters. So so that's how it's encoded. And basically I've got some armor stands flying through this really fast, doing a binary search on the dictionary. Because it's sorted, we can do a binary search, which means it doesn't actually take that long to search through this whole dictionary. It's basically using the same technique that you would use to search through a dictionary. It kind of looks at the middle page of the dictionary, or the middle word in the dictionary. Welcome back, Sethbling here. And today's command block creation is basically missiles. They are homing missiles. And well, they look like guardians, so I'm calling them homing guardians. You can see they have kind of a wide turning radius, but they do home onto the player. As I kind of move around and I go up and down, they'll track me. These guys are all trying to hit me and explode. I'll let them do it. Just, you know, be nice. So there we go. Let's summon in a few more. These are fun to play with. What's cool about them is that they actually do follow kind of a cool trajectory, and they will look right at the direction that they're going, and they leave behind this cool trail of particles. Let's see if I can get them to hit a block. Oh, nope. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah, a few of them. There we go. So they will hit blocks. Also, they have a kind of crappy turning radius, and so if you get right in the middle of one of their paths, they actually just can't turn quick enough to get you. So they'll just fly around you forever in circles. And they do track you pretty well if you're, you know, above them or below them. Here we go. This guy is he's gonna still have to go in circles to try and get up to me. Or if I go below him, he'll come down here. I really like that. Welcome back, Sethbling here. And I'm here in the end with a new command block contraption. Last week I was browsing r/Minecraft suggestions, and I saw a suggestion by the Zapster that when you kill the Ender Dragon, all the Endermen should stare at the Ender Dragon. So I just ran a command that killed the Ender Dragon. These guys are totally fixated. You can punch them, and they're still just staring at the Ender Dragon. But once the Ender Dragon's dead, then it gets even creepier because all the Endermen start staring at you. So, welcome back, Sethbling here. And today I've got a dangerous weapon to show you guys. This is a gas bomb. You throw the bomb and a cloud of dangerous, poisonous gas starts spreading out. Eventually it does dissipate, but it covers quite a large area before it does. It's starting to dissipate. Welcome back, Sethbling here. And yep, that's right. It's another command block contraption. It's been a while since I've done one of these. I've got this dome thing over here, but we'll get to that in a moment. First, I want to show you what I've built. The basic idea is you have some mobs that spend their lifetime, you know, doing mob things. But then for 5 seconds at a time, will turn into a block. And then after 5 seconds, it turns back into a mob. 5 seconds, it'll turn back into a block. And so it kind of shifts constantly between the mob form and the block form. And slimes are a good one because this one even looks kind of like a slime. Works for bats. So bats will turn into coal blocks. And this guy's on the ground. And then, well, I'm in creative mode, so it's not really doing anything. But it'll blast you around. You can come in here and it'll... creepers work. They don't turn into blocks. They just turn into perpetual explosions. So you can come in here and it'll blast you around. Well, I'm in creative mode, so it's not really doing anything, but it'll blast you around and whatever. Yeah, so these guys, this is not like a useful concept on its own, but what I've done over here inside this bling dome is I've kind of turned it into a parkour concept. And I honestly don't know why all the bats are kind of congregating on the, what direction is this? Positive south, the south side of the dome. I really have no idea why they're doing that, but they are. And so anyway, that's an interesting parkour concept out of this, where there's constantly shifting. Oh, okay, I kind of fell. I'm in creative mode. There's a ladder here in case, but it's like constantly shifting blocks, and like just as you try and jump on a block, it can disappear from underneath you. I have jump boost 4 on me, and that makes it, I think, a little bit more interesting. Makes it so you can actually interact with more of the blocks here. Okay, this. Oh, dang it! This is pretty tough though, especially because they always turn back into mobs right when you're about to make progress. Look at that. What is this? All right, come on. Okay. These ones right here are, well, they're not fresh anymore. There's all it's all these blocks just turning into, or mobs turning into blocks, right? Welcome back, SethBling here. And today I've built this beautiful white and gold dress in Minecraft. Are those llamas? What are llamas doing in my Minecraft video? The internet's a weird place. Anyway, this white and gold dress. I swear a moment ago this dress was white and gold. Now it's very clearly blue and black. Is it some sort of optical illusion, or was it the llamas, or... Wait, now it's white and gold again. Is my mind playing tricks on me? What's going on here? Wait a minute. Aha! This is no optical illusion. There's no optical illusion at all. This is basic redstone. In fact, look at this comparator. Every time I look away, over this direction, this comparator turns on, and then it turns back. Welcome back, SethBling here. And today I want to show you another command block contraption. This is basically a bow that has aimbot for zombies. So you'll notice, even if I'm not pointed directly at the zombie, I'll usually hit, and sometimes there'll be multiple arrows. I called it the zombie tracker bow, and you'll notice the bow has smite 5, although that doesn't actually do anything. But it's like aimbot for zombies. zombie tracker. You'll notice even if I shoot pretty wide, oh, okay, that was a little too wide. Come on. There we go. The arrow will change direction mid-flight, and sometimes it'll split into multiple arrows, all going right at that zombie. If I shoot straight at the zombie...
Welcome back, SethBling here. Let's walk down this completely innocent hallway. Ooh, look, a chest. What the... And I've just fallen for my very own undetectable trap. Alright, let's take another look. This is the hallway. We'll notice there's nothing in the hallway. There's no tripwires or pressure plates. Nothing. When I come over here, and it can take a little bit of time, but I will just fall to my death. I've got another instance of the trap over here. It takes a little bit of time to reset. I've got another instance of the trap over here. There's nothing on the ground down here.
Welcome back, SethBling here. In front of me, I've got... what I like to call my tamper-proof bomb. It's a really high-tech pranking technology, and the way it works is it's just a big box, and if you break any of this wool, TNT will go off. It'll all explode, and put more TNT in there. I only had a little bit, only about 4. And yeah, it's any single wool on this entire box. Another example. And that'll explode, and then there's another one on the back, top, whatever. Any single piece of wool. So it's sort of a fun little prank that you can, if you drop one of these in the middle of your friend's castle or something. Obviously, it requires TNT to be enabled on the server. Here's what it looks like without any of the wool, and it's basically just a bunch of pistons, and there's some TNT in there and a redstone torch. The important thing about these pistons is that they are all extended, even though they're not receiving any power. Now this uses the same glitch, or bug, or feature, whatever you want to call it. Welcome back, SethBling here. Today I'm going to show you 3 designs for different types of question mark boxes from Mario. So first I'm going to show you the designs, and I'll show you all the redstone over here. Just don't pay attention to the redstone for now. I'll go over that in a minute. So the first design here is a mushroom box. So if I jump, now there's a mushroom up here.